Check, 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 1, 2, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back for another edition of Season 3. I am your host, DTEFLON on the MIC. You're in another edition of Hot Topic CelebTV.com, Unscripted After Dark. Each and every Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check, 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 1, 2. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, for another edition of Hot Topic Celeb TV After Dark. We are back for Season 3. I am your host, DTEFLON on the MIC. Each and every week, you can join us here at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also for the replay, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, of course, you can join us each and every Sunday for Sunday service inside HotTopicCelebTV.com, where we'll be in conversation with some of the most influential faces in Hollywood in film and television. Tonight, of course, joining us, special guest, the beautiful, the sexy, the talented Miss Ashley Hale will be in the building. About to start, y'all guys, in 5 minutes from now. Check, 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 1, 2. Welcome back, guys. Another edition of Hot Topic Celeb TV. I am your host, DTEFLON on the MIC. We are back for season number 3. Unscripted After Dark, each and every Tuesday night, hosted by yours truly, alongside my co-host, who is off tonight, the beautiful Miss Amber Nicole Miller. Each and every week, you can join us here for live, in-depth, hot topic discussions. Of course, as well, you can join us each and every Sunday night for Sunday service, Hollywood Live in Conversation. We'll be in conversation with some of the most influential faces in film, television, entertainment, with some of the hottest actors, producers, and directors in the industry. Also, of course, you guys can find us on YouTube, Facebook, and where you guys get your podcasts, of course, on iHeartRadio. And don't forget, check us out at HotTopicCelebTV.com. Each and every week, new episodes, new videos, new interviews. Only thing you can see only on the website. So guys, make sure you guys log on to Hot Topic Celeb TV and hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode. Tonight, of course, joining us in the building, the beautiful, the talented, the sexy, the very gorgeous Miss Ashley Hale will be joining us in the building tonight. Check, 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 check. 1, 2, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of Hot Topic Celeb TV. I am your host, DTEFLON on the MIC. Joining us tonight, of course, we are back for Season 3 for another edition of Unscripted After Dark. I am your host, DTEFLON on the MIC, alongside my co-host who is off tonight, the beautiful Amber Nicole Miller. Joining us tonight, of course, we have a very, very special guest in the building. The beautiful, the very sexy, the very talented, the gorgeous Miss Ashley Hale will be joining us in the building. Don't forget, of course, you can join us each and every Sunday as well for Sunday Service, Hollywood Live, in conversation with some of the most influential faces in film, TV, and entertainment. So for the next hour, guys, I want you to sit back tonight. And, of course, if you want to jump into this live conversation, the only way that you can do so, you have to be following at Hot Topic Celeb TV and following my personal account at DTEFLON and send an invite. We will let you into the room. So tonight I'm just about to welcome the beautiful Miss Ashley Hale into the building. Check, 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 check. 1, 2. Ashley, there you are, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition, of course, HotTopicCelebTV.com After Dark. I am your host, DTEFLON on the MIC. Don't forget, of course, you can join us each and every Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11 p.m. for the replay. Of course, you can join us each and every Sunday night live for Sunday Service, in conversation with the most influential faces in Hollywood film and television entertainment. Tonight, I want you guys to sit back and admire this beauty in front of you.
What's up, y'all?
The gorgeous, the sexy, the talented, the beautiful, the amazing Miss Ashley Hale is in the building. Miss Ashley, welcome to another edition of Hot Topic Celeb TV.
What's up, guys? Yes, thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited to be on tonight.
Guys, before we get started, guys, I want you guys to throw a thumbs up in your comments that you guys can hear Ashley very well on her end. You can hear me as well on my end, so please throw a thumbs up into the comment box below. Also, let us know where you guys are tuning in from and watching. If you guys would like to join tonight and ask Ashley a question live, I need you to listen very, very carefully. If you want to jump in to ask Ashley a question later on in the show, you need to be following at Hot Topic Celeb TV, so hit this account. Also, go over to my account, which is at DTEFLON, so I can see your invite. Also, make sure you guys follow Ashley. If you guys are new to her account, make sure you guys give her a follow. But remember, again, if you want to ask Ashley a question live, please have your question ready. Please make sure there's no music playing in the background. Have your question ready to be able to ask her. We'll be doing that towards the end of the show. But before we start, please, for the next few minutes, just make sure you guys throw a thumbs up into the comment box that you can hear her. Ashley, give me a little sound. Ashley, can you hear me? I think she is frozen. Testing. Ashley, I think you're frozen. She is frozen. Okay. She's frozen. Hold on a second, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, we have. She is definitely frozen, guys. Don't forget, of course, tonight, you guys can join us tonight inside the building for HotTopicCelebTV.com. Each and every Tuesday nights, I want you guys to make sure you guys tune in here each and every week, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't forget, of course, you can join us, of course, each and every Sunday night for Sunday Service, Hollywood in Conversation Live. We'll be having the most influential faces in entertainment. I'm going to wait for Ashley to get back into the room here because she is definitely frozen. Hopefully we can reconnect her.
I don't know.
Testing, Ashley. Okay. Guys, I want to make sure you guys can hear her before we get started very carefully. So please, in the comments, Ashley, just give me a sound check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Guys, if you can hear Ashley good, please throw a thumbs up into the comment box below.
this works this time. I don't. I mean, we're good. I don't know what's going on.
Just make sure. Hold on a second. I want to make sure that people can hear you good. Guys, if you can hear Ashley very clearly and you can hear me, please throw a thumbs up into the comment box below. Make sure you guys also let me know as well where you guys are watching from. Also, remember, if you guys want to join in the conversation tonight and get into Ask Ashley or myself a question live on some of the hot topics that we have after we let you guys know a little bit more about her, you have to be making sure you guys are following this account at Hot Topic Celeb TV. Also, jump over to my personal account so I can see your invite, which is at DTEFLON. And if you're new and you're not following Ashley or Hot Topic Celeb TV, make sure you guys are doing both so that you guys can also get in to ask her a question. If you do not do that, we will not be able to let you guys into the live to ask her a question directly. Okay, wait a couple minutes here, just wait for people to jump in. Guys, just please throw a thumbs up in the comment box below that you guys can hear me and you can hear Ashley. Ashley, say something. Testing 1, 2, 3. Are you frozen again? Yeah, she is frozen again, ladies and gentlemen. What is going on with her thing? Her internet is clearly shit tonight. Check, 1, 2. We lost Ashley again, right, guys? Just wait for her to sign back in. But, of course, you guys can follow us, of course, each and every week, each and every Tuesday night. I am your host, DTEFLON on the MIC. This is Season 3 of Unscripted After Dark. Each and every week, we will be in-depth conversation with some of the most influential faces in entertainment, of course, each and every Sunday. You can join us for Hot Topic Celeb TV Sunday service, where we have Hollywood Live, where we in conversation hosted by myself and also the man Shane Johnson. You guys know him as Cooper Sachs from Power and the Power series franchise. We'll be in conversation with some of the most influential faces in Hollywood. I want to know where the hell Ashley went to. Hold on. Okay, hopefully she is back. Okay, are you good? Your internet is just going crazy. You might have to maybe go to a
different. I'm not at my place, so.
All right, guys. Yeah. Oh, so they've got that. They got that AOL dial-up at that place. So. All right, guys. I want to welcome you guys for another edition. This is another edition of Season 3 premiere for Hot Topic Celeb TV After Dark tonight. I want you guys first, Ashley, to say your name, where you're from, and then we'll continue from there. Hear me?
Yep.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Ashley? Okay. Tell everybody first your name, where you're from, and who you are.
I'm originally from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. I'm Ashley. You know, I just do a lot of modeling, acting, hosting now, live streaming. Been pretty wild, the things I've been done, experienced. Yeah, so I'm happy where I'm at now, just getting more into hosting now.
We're gonna start then from the beginning in the sense number one for you. How did you start this journey? Obviously, you know, we'll first start with the modeling aspect. What opted you to get into the industry, and how did you get started?
I originally got started actually through a friend of mine. She knew a photographer at the time. His name was Peter Gorniak. Back in Allentown. They were doing an ad campaign for a big company that was opening up. It's called Pigpen. So it's like an entertainment kind of sports bar thing. Okay. And they needed people to do the ad campaign that they were going to be promoting and marketing for. So I got a phone call from my girlfriend and we did the shoot, and I kind of just fell in love with the whole experience and just the aspect of it. And so that's when I really started to think maybe I would wanted to pursue, you know, modeling and see what I could do with that, because I like to be, you know, creative, artistic. So I just kind of went for it, and then just from there I worked with him, and then just kind of networked, and then just started working with other photographers, people that interested me, people that I knew, networking events, that sort of thing.
Did you find it for yourself, obviously, when you started? I mean, did you find a natural fit in front of the camera, or was it something
No,
that you sort of had to
I was a natural.
ease into?
I was very good at, playing with the camera, teasing the camera, playing with your eyes. And so it was just like, it's like almost a form of acting. Modeling is literally a form of acting in a sense. You know what I mean? It's like moments that you're capturing in time. And it's kind of like, you're acting into like a character. So it definitely goes hand in hand for sure. So, definitely was.
And how old were you when
I
you
would say I was
first
in
broke
my
into the
early
business?
20s. Yeah, like my early 20s.
Okay.
I'm not sure exactly like age-wise. Like I really have to look back at that and really dig. But yeah, I would say my early 20s for sure.
Well, a lot of people, I mean, obviously, when they first, get into the industry, at whether at a young age or even at an older age, is that they find themselves, trying to sort of figure out the path in the sense of, is this something that, I want to do for fun, or is it something that I want to do as a profession? But then there's sometimes, of course, those obstacles that, that come into play, whether it be from family, whether it be from friends. Did you have a lot of encouragement around you in the sense when you started to get into the industry, or was it something that people sort of discourage you and say, hey, you know what, like, you can't be a model, you shouldn't be a
I would say
model,
I
or were
felt
people
like
always encouraging
both
you to do that?
spectrums of it. I think any person who kind of wants to do something a little bit that's out of the norm for some people's comfort zone, I think some people kind of like don't get it. But for me, I just knew that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to, model. I wanted to act. I wanted to be in entertainment. So that necessarily just drew me naturally. So I knew anywhere I could kind of get my foot in the door, I'm going to take the opportunity because kind of that's what you got to do sometimes, right? So it's all about like playing the game. So yeah, I went for it, and my family's super supportive. Like my mom, my dad. I've been
Okay.
acting since I was younger. I did plays. I was in choir, chorus, so I was definitely like I would definitely do a musical. You know what I mean? Like I'm not afraid of like doing that type of stuff. I think it's fun. I think it's exciting. I think it challenges you as a person. So I just think like for that aspect, I could say for both. And there were some people, some men, like and friends that maybe just didn't get it or were saying like, oh, I need to like do plastic surgery, change my body, and I don't necessarily feel like I need to do that. Like I don't want to, no offense, look all crazy. Like I don't need to do all that extra stuff. I can still be a model, and especially in this day and age, with my natural body where I feel comfortable, and I'm cool with that. I don't want to. I don't want to do it, but I've had both aspects. So like, it's just been like it's been challenging. It definitely puts you to the test, but like you have to be confident in yourself in anything that you're naturally gonna do, in any aspect of any I think job that you do, right? You have to be confident in it. You have to be confident in yourself. So yeah, I just.
So what do you feel for you, like when you got started, was your biggest, I guess you would say, challenge and struggle at first that you had to deal with? Was it the peer pressure of, obviously, as you said, because I mean, obviously, as you see now, I mean, back then, maybe 10, 15 years ago, plastic surgery wasn't as crazy as it is now, where everyone's becoming a sideshow freak and pumping this and pumping that and pumping that. I mean, what would you say for you was the biggest struggle that you faced in the
Just
beginning?
being comfortable in my own skin, because we all as human beings, men and women, we all have flaws about our bodies, right? Like that's natural. Like nobody is perfect. Everyone pinpoints out what they don't like about their body, right? With my own skin, like because like I had a point in my early teenage years where my weight just like really fluctuated.
Okay.
So I got some stretch marks, and like
Okay.
I'm uncomfortable about it. Like so for a long time, like being in a bathing suit, like like in my teenage years, I was uncomfortable because like I'm like, oh, like I just got a little like thicker in the right areas, so it was just like, you know what I mean? But it wasn't. It was good, but it was bad because it was like like older guys would hit on me, and like I'm with my mom, and it would just be like awkward, and then just like that's my daughter, you know what I mean? My mom's straight up Spanish, so she comes right at you. So yeah, like I just remember this story. Like we were in Linko, I'll never forget it. And I must have been like 13 or 16 years old, and this guy like came up to me and started talking to me and thought like I was 21 years old, but I wasn't 21 years old. It was just wild just to think of that aspect. You know what I mean? So it's just like I got what it did. You know what I mean? I got how my body filled out. So I was just like, I was uncomfortable with it for the longest time. Like I really was like kind of timid about like showing my body, and it was just like kind of just getting comfortable in my own skin. So I really do appreciate that aspect of it, because it really made me become more comfortable in my own skin, appreciate my own body and the things that I, like about my body, and I wouldn't ever change now because, I got really comfortable in my own skin. So
did you ever have, I mean, besides like, I mean, people, as you said, like, the people that were telling you should get that, did you find, was that more from people that were either working in the industry or just guys that you were maybe dating that maybe said, hey, you know what, you should get that done?
No, not necessarily guys that I was dating. I would say it was just more like outside people. Like, you know what
The
I
background
mean?
noise.
Yeah, more outside people. It wasn't anybody in my immediate camp.
So I mean, with so many girls, obviously, this day and age, falling for that pressure, as you said, to be perfect and to look a certain way or be an influence per se, number one, either by the Kardashians or, the culture that we live in. What do you feel was a testament for you to not crack under pressure in that way, to jump to that side and start getting all those surgeries and things of that nature?
Because I knew I just didn't want to look like crazy. Because literally, people get that body dysmorphia. It seems like the more plastic surgery you do, the more you kind of like go to the extreme side. It's just like, I don't understand where your brain doesn't like see where like more is not always attractive. Less is way more attractive. It's just like, listen, I get it. If you want to do plastic surgery, I'm all for it. Do whatever makes you happy, whatever's going to make your self-confidence go up. I'm all for it. But I just think everybody should do it to where it's balanced to your body proportionally.
I agree.
That's all I'm saying. It's just like, because I'm just thinking when these girls, think about all these crazy IG models, right? Where their asses and tits are so big. Right?
Looking like a diaper?
Yes. And you think that looks cute now. Imagine when gravity eventually takes hold of that. Hello? That is not going to look cute. Like, no.
But what do you think? I mean, what do you think that is the reason why in the last, like, and fellas, you guys can answer this as well. Like, I mean, when you see a woman like that, first for the fellas, like, what do you feel that that's a chick you want to take home to wifey, or is that chick you just want to look at on the internet? And you as a female, what do you think in the sense is the reason why in the last, say, 5-6 years, this has become such a massive thing of this influx of girls? I mean, even as young as 15, 16, 17 years old. And to me, do you feel that like that, because I had a conversation with a parent a girl that I know who has a lot of surgery. And I said, like, if your daughter, became 16, 17 years old and wanted to fall down that path and get those things done, knowing all the risk and things in play, like, would you feel that like she should be allowed to do that? She said, if my daughter wants to do that at 16, 17 years old, I have no problem with it. And I'm like, so to me, I'm like, what do you think is the reason why it's become such a thing? And do you feel that there should be a cap where either an age bracket from them doing it, or even necessarily with these doctors being held accountable to say, you know what, no, like, you should not go overboard any more than you need to?
I think it depends on the person, because at the end of the day, right, everybody is going to do what they want to do, and families and parents are going to support their kids' decision because, a lot of people, I feel like just with social media, it's the normal. Everybody's thinking like that's the look, so then they're like, ooh, I want to, maybe test it out on themselves. Like, I just feel like, of course, we know social media has made women, men more, self-conscious about their bodies, their looks. 100%. You know what I mean? More people get plastic surgeries, fillers, all that things, right? I just think like some people just take it to the extreme, and I just think they get to a point where they just get so obsessed about their looks and just wanting to be perfect and like perfect their look, and it's just like, just do it proportionally and you'll be fine. Like, you'll be fine. It's just like, I just think it's just, what are you gonna do. Like, some people are gonna get it, some people are just not gonna get it. It's a touchy topic for some people, and it's just like, if it makes you happy, I'm all for it. But
Well, do you feel like now, obviously, in the culture that we live in, that, I don't know what your views are on, whether the adult entertainment industry or even obviously, with the influx over the last 2 years of OnlyFans, you have, of course, when you're obviously scrolling through the internet and you're scrolling through Instagram and you're seeing asses and titties and shit every single day. And we're in a culture where, like, I look at it and say it's like McDonald's. It's like a cheeseburger in your face every single day. Same cheeseburger. There's no different varieties. It's the same cheeseburger. And you have, for example, like these women, to me, who are on these platforms, OnlyFans, Tempted, whatever, et cetera, and they're, in a sense, exploiting their sex and exploiting their bodies and exploiting in the sense of all these things. But then you have the guys, for example, that come into the, I'm sure guys have slid into your DMs. Some probably been respectful, some been disrespectful. Do you feel that as like when a woman necessarily who's off showing her goods on the internet in that way has a right to get mad? Because you see it all the time where girls will start saying, they'll start either trying to shame a guy online or whatever, saying like, oh, this guy slid into my DMs this way, et cetera, et cetera. But meanwhile, it's like when you're showing all of these things that you're basically inviting men to come into your box and do this, do you feel women have a right in that same aspect to basically, say that they should be respected by men in the same way? Where they always say, well, it's just because I show off my body doesn't mean you shouldn't respect me. But to me, like, what's the level of respect for a woman who does that? And do you feel it's okay for them to be able to try to humiliate guys, saying that, they're not in the right to do that to me, even though they're giving away their body in that way online?
I think everyone should respect themselves.
Okay.
And every woman should, stand up for themselves. And if you feel like someone's disrespecting you, yes, call them out. I have no problem doing that. Don't be coming at me crazy. No, we're not about that.
But I mean, not in the sense of where he's, calling you a bitch or whatever. But I'm talking about the fact of if she's off showing her titties and shit, and then
I get what you're saying, but it doesn't matter.
Okay.
I don't think it matters. So what if she's showing her tits and ass, and that's how she's making your money? I don't care how you make your money. At the same time, you should be respected.
Okay.
If you don't respect it, okay, then that's your prerogative. But don't come at me all crazy if you don't know me. You don't know my life, right?
But I mean,
that's what anybody would say. I feel like in general, I think a lot of people who do that type of stuff, they don't really care about what anybody thinks. Honestly, they're making their money and they're doing their thing. So I think honestly, they don't really care.
But here's the flip side to that. Then, if they didn't care, then why would those same girls, you said don't care? Then why would they feel the need to maybe shame that guy online if they didn't care?
Because they came at them sideways, and maybe they said something too inappropriately that they shouldn't.
Okay, so let's look at it this way. In a sense, say he doesn't say anything to the girl. Say he decides to just drop a dick pic into her friggin'
inappropriate.
Okay.
Nobody asked for your dick pic. I didn't ask for your dick pic. I don't understand why guys think, I don't know you, so what makes you think I want to see a picture of your dick?
No, I agree.
First thing I was saying, excuse me, I immediately am not going to talk to you because you're crazy. You're just showing your dick to everybody else in the world. So clearly you want to be on OnlyFans, boo-boo. Clearly you want to be on OnlyFans. If you're going to show your dick for free to everybody, please. Okay. Bye.
So that asks me the next question then, in a sense, obviously, you're a woman. I know you. I know that you're a woman of class, and you obviously, know your worth. But when you have, for example, girls that are on OnlyFans, they've got their thing for $9.99. What do you feel in the sense when a woman has it advertised for that amount, and then basically wants to say, she deserves a high quality man, but she's selling her pussy for $9.99 on the internet? Is she still considered a high value woman?
Yeah, sure.
Tell me
considers herself
why.
a high value woman. She's making money.
So what's your definition of a high? What's your definition of a high value woman?
That's your definition of that.
No, but I'm asking you. I'm asking you. Your definition. What do you think a definition of a high value woman is?
A woman that respects herself. A woman that doesn't put up with shit. A woman that's a boss. A woman that's a hustler.
Okay, but
a woman that can wife, cook, do it all, baby.
Okay, but my question is, when you say, a woman that respects herself, but do you feel that she's still respecting herself by selling her pussy for $9.99?
Yes. Who cares? Like, why is that? That's her prerogative. She wants to do that. There's a reason why porn is an industry, right? It's a $1 billion industry, right? Okay, sex sells.
True. It does.
Sex sells. It's always sells. That's how they sell music. That's how they sell movies. Come on, like tale as old as time.
True, but the thing, what my point is when, for example, like when you look at back in the day, like not now where everything is pretty much free, but back in the day, if you wanted to like see porn, get porn, watch porn, you had to order it. You have to spend a shitload of money to get that access. And now where you've got it pretty much for free, and this is where for me, like, I mean, like, what is your opinion on the OnlyFans platform? Like, what do you feel about that platform?
I think it's a good platform for anybody who wants to make money and wants to be an entrepreneur, because not only can you just do like, listen, let's be real. A lot of half of the revenue that they're getting is from sex workers, right? But there's another percentage of other people that are using that platform, having cooking shows, all different types of other things. That is not sex.
Yeah, but that was only because of the fact they didn't want to get nailed, but like literally like Backpage did. That's why they, if you remember back during the pandemic, and they took away, they took away the porn stuff.
Right, they tried to, but they knew that they were going to lose so much money because the majority of their money comes from sex workers. So why would they alienate all the sex workers that made OnlyFans the platform that they became? You know what I mean? It just, they knew that they fucked up. They knew that they were like, ooh, we're going to backpedal because we know we're making a huge mistake. Because who wants to go to like that Fansly or whatever the other sites that they have? There's a whole bunch of other sites that are similar to OnlyFans. You know, like a Patreon is like an OG of what OnlyFans is today. It's just that OnlyFans became very popular because of just how you can market yourself on OnlyFans and how much money you can make. It's very profitable. That's why so many celebrities now, as you see, are doing OnlyFans. It's because they're making free money, more money than they could make, like on their own, literally. They have, but like, the right. Like, so that's why there's so many like freaking people that's doing OnlyFans.
But here's what I go back to the point of what I said. It's like McDonald's, because you got to look at it this way. When you say the girls that are making more money, they're not making more money because of the fact that there's something special. They're making more money due to the fact that, again, it's like, if I eat a cheeseburger every single day for a month, sooner or later.
I don't necessarily think that because at the end of the day, remember, OnlyFans. So that's the selling point. Is like, it's truly people that are your actual fans.
Yes and no. Yes and no.
But majority of the people, like, they probably known you for a while on social media. And like they want to see, like, ooh, is she gonna, show the goods? You know
yes, but here's the thing. My problem with OnlyFans. Here's my problem with the platform itself. I don't have a problem with the fact of, as I said, like I'm all like you. Like, do what you want, make your money however you want. But what I do not understand are people that are on that platform who really don't really understand the fundamentals of the metrics of the aspect of how OnlyFans is profitable, which and again, everyone has their interpretation of what they consider a lot of money. Like, you may think $1 million is a lot of money. I may not think $1 million is a lot of money. But people who are on there, for example, like where they don't get, and it's almost the same like Backpage was, when you first get on that platform and you're in the lower tier, automatically the minute you sign up to that platform and you start posting content on there, they automatically take 15% right off the top. Bam. Every time you post. If you get into the high tier 1, top tier, whatever you want to call it, it's 45% that they take away from you. So look at it this way. You're on a platform that doesn't market you. They don't promote you. They don't even protect necessarily the content. And remember, when you have a subscriber that subscribes to your OnlyFans. He comes on that thing and he says, okay, and this is what happened, for example, in the beginning, where you had a lot of girls who were using the platform not to just make money, but also to hustle men, because you don't know what you're getting until you actually subscribe. So a lot of the girls that were on Instagram that were luring them to their OnlyFans accounts were really much posting some of the same shit they were posting on Instagram. So now what's happened is, when you start, I'm sure you've probably had it happen to you, like many other girls you probably know, where you start seeing these fake OnlyFans links and the accounts that are getting stolen, stuff like that. The reason why is because these guys got smart, because they realized, for example, if you go on that platform and I pay, say, $20 a month for the subscription, and you don't give me what I actually am really looking for, I'm locked into that subscription until it's done. So if I sign up for 3 months, I can't break out of it for 3 months. So what happens is, these guys, what they were doing is they were pirating the same videos that these girls were making on their OnlyFans accounts, taking their phone, whatever, recording it, then going over to Pornhub, then going over to Fansly, and making these fake accounts, using their footage, using their content to resell. And then I tell girls, I'm like, look, if you're gonna sell, because at the end of the day, if you're saying to me at $19.99 or $9.99 or $15.99, that's your worth. So that's why I have a problem when women say, well, I'm a high value woman. Okay, well, hold a second. You're selling your pussy for $15.99. You're also losing income, because you're losing 45% or 15% out of that profit that's going directly to OnlyFans. Then you're giving someone else to profit off of your shit for basically doing nothing by just stealing your stuff. And this is where I say to girls, I'm like, look, if you're going to sell yourself, you're going to sell sex, and you're going to sell, per se, number one, like, your body. Wouldn't you, as a person, just like they do as artists and musicians, what do they tell you all the time? Own your content. Legitimately own your content, because that's the only way that you can actually know the value. So this is where I go back to what I was saying before about the McDonald's aspect. If I go to OnlyFans and I come, say you have an OnlyFans, I come to Ashley's OnlyFans, and I come there every day, and Ashley's only giving me a cheeseburger. Sooner or later, when I have all these other options on OnlyFans, other girls that are giving me a Big Mac, that are giving me a Whopper, which means the more you give away, the more you got to keep giving. So when you say those girls that are making bank, it's not because of the fact that there's something special. Is that they're giving so much away, but in the end, they're still losing. And I'm looking at, okay, well, again, you got to think about it this way. And obviously, you might have seen the Pamela Anderson special when she did, Playboy and things of that nature. Do you feel that, girls who are doing this platform, because you said, they don't care, but do you feel that, is it worth the money? Is it worth all of that if, say, one day they decide to have kids, and knowing that their kids are going to see all their shit all over the internet because it was stolen on OnlyFans, then them taking the time to actually build their own platform, keep it privately, sell it privately, that way they know that at the end of the day it doesn't ruin opportunities for them. So what do you feel that platform has hurt, like you are being a real model? Do you feel that it's hurt the modeling industry because of the OnlyFans platform?
I wouldn't necessarily think that it hurt the modeling industry, just because it's such a different type of platform. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like, so absolutely not. And to clarify, I did not say they don't care. I just said they don't care if they're respected or not. They obviously, people who are doing porn and things like that nature, like they're comfortable in their skin, right? To be out like that, right? You have to be truly comfortable, I think, with your skin to say, fuck it, I'm gonna do porn and not care about anybody, it being out there. Because, think about it, porn clips end up on Twitter or any other type of platform that you could look up. Like, you could literally go on Twitter and, like, look up a porn clip immediately. You know what I mean? There's so many. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you would be, like, popping up on all those stupid little feeds or whatever and things of, like, that nature. So I just feel like they have to be comfortable in their skin to already be doing that. You get what I'm saying? So someone
said here, I want your opinion on it. selling a pic or a video ain't the same as selling your body. What's your thoughts on that?
Selling a pic or video isn't the same as selling your body.
Yeah. Do you feel it's the same, or do you feel it's different?
It is different because it's virtual. Like basically you're selling your body virtually as opposed to like in person and maybe having sex with that person. You know what I mean? Depending on what you do, because there's different levels to that. You know what I mean? Depending on the person. So I just think, yeah, there's levels to that. But I think it's totally different in the sense because it's virtual over doing in person. So like there's no physical contact, there's no you looking at my eyes, I can't see you
Mm-hmm.
at me, like how you're feeling, if you're getting aroused or any of that nature. Like,
well, I mean, I've never been on OnlyFans, so I don't really know how that thing, like how guys view. Is it live? Like, is it like a live?
It's not live.
So just pre-recorded. You have to record your stuff and then post it.
Yeah. So most of the stuff is like pictures and videos. Like, so like a lot of girls probably make most of their money obviously through the messages, because like you create your content. Like, so you can ask for, like, people can say like, oh, like I want something like more personalized, like
rate your dick pic.
Like rate your dick pic. Like there's all type of stuff. Like I've seen people, like there's like menus that people like post on like their page or whatever.
Okay.
And it's literally just like a breakdown of like what you can ask for and like what you can get and like a price.
Okay.
Like, it's pretty wild and crazy what like some of these girls come up with and do. But
so what? Yeah. I mean, for you, what do you feel has changed in the modeling industry from when you started to now?
I would just say like the more openness to like, you know, all different types of body images and sizes and looks. I just
give me the good first and then the bad. Give me the good first and then the bad. What do you think the good things are from when you started to now?
Things are that there's more diversity. So we have more plus size models. We have more, you know, small, short, medium, tall. Like I think like it's refreshing to see that, because it's like I feel like everybody can like really look and say like I feel like I represent with this girl because she has my body type now. So I feel like it is trying to show a more like healthier body image, because you know we all have, like I said, we all have problems in areas that we want to get rid of and things of that nature that we're working on. You know what I mean? So it's just nice to have that reputation that someone now, a young girl now that maybe is feeling, you know, insecure about her body, she can like look to this person and be like, wow, like look at her, like I want to be like her, like I want to have her self-confidence. So I think it's like a lot better than what it was. But I mean, it still has its struggles. I mean, it still has, you know, where, you know, some people don't want to work with any types, but I feel like more companies are getting more open to that because they're seeing like it just makes more sense now.
What's your nationality?
So I'm multiracial, so I'm black, white, Puerto Rican.
Okay,
so my dad half black, half white, my mom's Puerto Rican.
So I mean, you, which is a great mix, obviously, you know. But you obviously know, we're the minority. We're the ones that have to battle the most. So for you, like being a mixed biracial woman, do you feel like, you know, that has been an obstacle for you? Like, have you ever dealt with racism or felt that being biracial has held you back in any way?
I can't say that it has. No. In my experience, no, it hasn't. You know, you're always going to get, you know, rejection just naturally because that's the business, right? Like, you know, that's just natural part of the game, and you just, like, you know, keep going at it. But, no, personally, I haven't dealt with any racism, you know, to that nature. So I've been fortunate, but I've heard stories from other people, you know what I mean? People that are like me, and I've heard from, you know, so I know it exists, I know it's out there, but I've been fortunate enough not to experience it.
Do you feel like, obviously, as I said, being mixed, what do you feel like, you know, is something that let's use like the black side of your ethnicity? Do you feel, in the sense of the jobs and the opportunities that you get, do you feel that people gravitate more towards you on the Latin side or on the black side in a sense of opportunities? And do you feel any one of those things have ever sort of been more than the other?
Honestly, no. Just because I have a very oh God, what's the word they use? Like indigenous look. So I can look like a lot of different things, like a lot of different people, different ethnicities. So I feel like that has kind of helped me because I can move around. You know what I mean? I can move around. So, like I said, I've been fortunate with that. So I do use that to my advantage, obviously. But so yeah, that's just been my experience.
So I know as well. You got into the acting. Tell me from the get go. So what made you want to get into the acting, and how did you get into the acting?
So I've always been naturally navigated to acting when I was younger. Like I would pretend to be like action news and like just do all different type of stuff. So I was always like doing plays, performances, performing arts, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just kind of been doing it since I was a kid, and then I just decided, when I got older, that I still kind of wanted to pursue it. So I decided to start actually pursuing it. So I did do like, episodes on Power, How to Get Away with Murder. I did a movie called Back in the Day with like Danny Glover and Shannon Doherty, and I've done some like other little like TV shows, ads, that sort of thing.
What do you feel for you the differences between the two, in the sense of what's been more challenging for you, the acting or the modeling?
I would say more probably the modeling, just because it's like holding poses, sucking in everything, arching your back. It's like a lot. It's very strenuous on your body, and I think a lot of people just think, oh, you take pictures. Just no, it's like for those pictures to look the way they do, it actually takes a lot of work, and it actually takes a lot of just like arching and holding.
That's surprising because you look
like,
so natural when you every time you. I mean, you take some of the most beautiful images, and it's like it just seems like it's just a natural ease to you.
I mean, it is, but it isn't, because it's like I know what I want the image to look like, but it's like it's just getting it all in position and really holding it there, and doing all the poses. It's actually a lot of work on your body. Like the next day, like if you would ask any model, she'll tell you the next day she's sore. Her body is sore. So like that's what happens after that. Like you're like your body's so sore from just like holding everything and doing. You'd be surprised.
Who inspired? Was there anyone that like when you said you got into acting? Was there anyone that you saw, or was there a moment, or was there an actor that inspired you that you saw where you're like, this is something that I want to do?
I would just say it was just movies in general. I just fell in love with movies very early as a young kid. Like I love.
Which was the movie? Which is your like?
Probably like The Wizard of Oz.
Okay.
Would be one for sure. Yeah, that would be like one of the top ones, and then just all types of other random movies that like from all different eras. I do appreciate a lot of the movies from like the 40s and the 50s. They're just very nostalgic, and just like it's just a certain time that's a time capsule in there, and I just really love that. So I do appreciate it so much, and I just really have a love and a passion for it. But I really like actually hosting a lot more. I think that's something I really have a natural knack for. So I think that I kind of want to pursue that just a little bit more and see, how far and where I can.
So you find that that's more of your passion now, the hosting more than the acting and the modeling?
I'm sorry?
Do you find that the hosting now is that you want to get into, is that's more of your passion than the acting and the modeling, or is it one more than the other?
I just think it's a little bit more than the others right now. It's just I think where I'm at in my career, I just kind of want to do something a little bit different, switch things up, and kind of challenge myself, and see where I can, like I said, where I can take it. I don't think I would necessarily want to do a podcast, because I just feel like the market is so saturated with so many podcasts as it is right now. So I would definitely kind of think that I would want to do kind of the late night route, like the late night show. That would be something that I would actually like to pursue, and that is something that I've been kind of pursuing.
Well, I'll have to have you when we open the new studio. We'll have to have you come in and do a couple episodes and co-host with us.
Yeah, so it's it's a labor of love, something I've been working on. So we'll see what happens with that, because I would definitely like to pursue that, and I think there's a really big market for late night shows that just like could be on a streaming platform, so it doesn't even necessarily have to be on cable.
What advice for you? I mean, you've been in the game a little bit while, so what advice would you give for a young girl? We'll do a 2-part question, or even a 3-part question. What advice would you give for someone who's looking to follow in your footsteps into the modeling game?
I would say you just have to figure out and decide who you are as a person and be comfortable and confident with yourself, because you're going to get a lot of rejection. You're going to hear a lot of no's, and you have to have thick, tough skin to be in this business, and you have to be in control of yourself and not put up with any of the bullshit that people may try to fuck with you and test you. You know what I mean? So you just got to hold your ground and hold your own. And I just tell everybody to do their research. You definitely have to do your research. Make sure that you are looking up these people, looking up these references. I always ask for, like, who do you know? What are you working for? I like to make sure that who I'm working for, I'm comfortable with, I'm familiar with, or if it's just somebody from in my networking, people that know somebody who knows somebody, that sort of thing. So I just tell people, always do your research, especially if you're wanting to work with an agency. And I always tell people, like, get your pictures before you decide that you want to get into modeling and acting. Like, take really good professional pictures so you don't have to spend so much money going through an agency to get pictures done. You know what I mean? Because they charge you an arm and a leg.
Well, people don't. That's the thing. People don't. I try to explain to people all the time. It's like, if you're gonna do this shit, it's an investment. Like, and if you're not willing to invest into yourself, then you can't expect other people to invest into you, because you're coming. Like, it's like, people all the time, they'll hit me up and be like, "Hey, I'm a model, I'm an actress, and I want to be famous." And I'm like, "Okay, but do you have a portfolio?" I'm like, "Well, I have an Instagram." I'm like, "That's not a fucking portfolio. Like, get your shit together first before, like, either submitting to our office or submitting to me," because I'm like, 90% of the time, your shit's gonna end up in the trash, because if they don't, I mean, again, and this is where I just said it goes back to the OnlyFans thing and this culture. I feel that nobody wants to work, like, actually put in the work, because they see the other girl on social media, as you said, making all this money and this. But I'm like, at the end of the day, it's like a girl who sits there and says, "Well, I've got 1 million followers." I'm like, "Well, yeah, but do you have $1 million in the bank?" Because I'm like, if you can't fucking turn that 1 million followers into $1 million, means absolutely nothing. But again, a lot of people I find who get into the industry, as you said, like, they don't come prepared, and as you said, they end up spending a lot of money later on when they could have just said, "Okay, you know what? If I do the right thing," because I always believe, it's, if you stay ready, you don't need to get ready. But I mean, so for you, like, as the next question, then, as an actress, what advice would you give to somebody that's wanting to start off in your footsteps as a female in the game?
I would definitely say get into acting classes. There's a lot of good acting classes and companies that you can go to, just to get familiar with the exercises of an acting. Like, especially, like, you have to figure out, like, what type of acting. Like, I would say do it all, but I know that I'm more of a method actor. So, like, I'm old school with the method acting, like, using your personal past experiences to get the performance out that you need. So I like to draw on my actual experiences.
What would you say then has, like, for you, since you started, has been the thing you've struggled with the most that you'd like to get better in the future at?
I mean, always acting, because it's going to challenge you, especially, doing, I would say, voices, language lessons, so getting more, familiar with dialects and things of that nature. That's something I could work on for sure, because that would just elevate me then as a candidate for, other roles. So that's definitely something that I'm definitely thinking about working on. So I'll probably do that soon. But I would say for just anybody in general, like I said, just do classes, and get familiar with movies, and I'm just saying, naturally, actors already in love with movies in general. You know what I mean? They already know naturally, like, they gravitate towards the whole method of acting and just becoming another character and just being able to go in different times, and just it's just a whole, like, you just have to really appreciate movies and, like, acting in general. So, like, you know what I mean? Like, you understand. You know what I mean? You understand it. So.
I know. I mean, obviously, you was it New Jersey you were in before, or was it New York?
I'm in Jersey. Yeah, I live in Jersey now. Yeah.
And
so I'm, like, right by the city.
And you came Where did you, weren't you before somewhere else? Did you move?
But I was in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. But I was
Pennsylvania,
originally,
okay.
yeah. But I'm from Georgia originally. Like that's where
Oh,
I was
okay.
born. I was
Okay.
born in Georgia. Yeah. So I'm in
So,
Georgia
I mean,
Beach.
what have you found since your move from Pennsylvania, or even from Georgia to Pennsylvania to Jersey now? Like, what do you feel the differences? Has it helped you in the sense of relocation? Like, do you feel a
Oh
difference?
yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Definitely more networking, more people that I've been meeting, more photographers, a lot more opportunities out here that you can't get like, where I was before just because the distance is just, wasn't it wasn't convenient enough, you
Okay.
know what I mean? So it just made more sense for me to kind of move out to Jersey just because of everything that I do. Like most of my auditions I would come out would be in New York.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it just kind of fit the bill. Like I wanted to move actually to Los Angeles, California. I do love Los Angeles, California. Actually, go out there quite a lot, so I'm
Mm-hmm.
very familiar with it. And now I have like more family that lives out that way. Shout out to Jocelyn, miss her. She's in LA doing her thing. But yeah, so like I wouldn't say that I still wouldn't move to California.
Mm-hmm.
That's always a possibility, but I like Jersey. I'm actually very comfortable in Jersey. I love the city, so like I'm actually just kind of like
I see you as as an East Coast girl, man. I don't. I think you would get West Coast very. I mean, because I'm originally from the East Coast, and I think you would get bored very quick. I mean, it's LA and California. It's great to visit, and if you've got work and things of that nature. But when you're from the East Coast,
yeah.
it's a whole different sway. Especially if
Oh,
you're
I
want to
know.
pursue the acting thing. It's like
Oh,
we
I
East
know.
Coast we do the work. West Coast is just like we don't read nothing. They just show the fuck up and do whatever. But I mean, you remind me honestly. I'm sure you might have heard it as you're growing up. You remind me of a young Rosie Perez.
Rosie Perez. I love
Yes, like
that.
whenever I see you, that's the first person I think of. Like, if you have the
Shout out
accent,
to Mackenzie.
I love
Listen, I
Mackenzie.
love Mackenzie. She's in LA now. My beautiful Jersey queen now in LA, love.
Guys, don't forget. Guys, don't forget. Of course, you can join us each and every week. Hot Topic Celeb TV. I'm your host, DTEFLON on the MIC tonight. Joining us, of course,
They
the
took my drink,
beautiful
y'all.
Ashley Hale in the building tonight. Of course, you can check us out on
I'm mad. I wanted to finish my
HotTopicCelebTV.com.
drink.
If you guys
Where's my
are looking
drink
to,
back?
if you guys are looking to
Yo,
join
that was
tonight,
my drink. I want some lychee.
if
Let
you
me get
got
my lychee.
if you guys are looking to
Sorry.
join tonight conversation and ask Ashley a question,
I made
please
the
make sure
lychee
you guys are
martini.
following Hot Topic Celeb TV, also following at DTEFLON.
Can I please get it? No, do not take it off. How dare you?
If you could go back, Ashley, 10 to 15 years and speak to your younger self, what advice would you give her that you know now?
Ooh, that's a good question. I would say, ooh, that your journey is gonna be very interesting, unique, and different, and just go for the ride. You know, I wouldn't change anything in any aspect because I've been, like I said, I've been very blessed and fortunate for the opportunities and the people and the networking that I made so far.
Mhm.
Um, everybody's journey is going to be different, so don't try to compare yours to somebody else's because your journey is special and it's unique in its own way. So I would just say, go for it. Just go
So
for it.
for you being obviously so ridiculously beautiful, do you ever find, you know, being a sex symbol, being someone number one that, is desired by men all over the world,
Oh,
that it's
I don't know about all that.
oh, I know all about that. Um, um,
Flattered, but
but do you ever find for yourself, like being a beautiful woman, that it's when you're stepping into these certain rooms, people like obviously we know about the casting couches and things of Hollywood. Have you ever had an experience of that nature, like walking
oh
into a room and
yeah.
so tell me your experience. What was an experience that you had?
Mine was actually with a photographer,
Okay.
actually in the city, and yeah, he was trying to, you know, come on to me while we were shooting, and I just had to kind of put him in his place and tell him no. I think every woman, unfortunately, kind of deals with that, and I feel like we all have some type of experience that's similar. It might be in different forms, but it's similar.
Obviously, I mean, you obviously have probably seen that video that's gone viral this week with that girl who was working out in the gym,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and being in a situation like that. Have you ever found yourself growing up, or even now, or even since you got in the industry, ever been in a situation where you
Oh
felt
yeah.
unsafe like that?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it was like 2 times. So I've had a stalker before.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of people know that, but I did have a stalker back in Bethlehem. It got to the point, so like I worked, so before, like while I was in the beginning of like my modeling and acting career,
Mm-hmm.
I was working at the Sands Casino. And it was my birthday, and I was actually working on my birthday,
Okay.
and I got like a secret admirer. So it was like someone had sent roses to my job.
Okay.
So it was like a secret admirer. They brought the roses, and it came with a card, and it says, to the effect of like your secret admirer. So I was like, okay, like, oh, that was really nice. I couldn't figure out who it was, so I was just very shocked by it. And then this gentleman later on, while I'm working, comes up to me and just starts showering me kind of with all these gifts, like
Mm-hmm.
randomly, like gives me like $200, like folded up in like origami style, like gives it, yeah, like I'm not joking, like literally $100 like that, and then another $100 like in a ring form, and then gave me like this sun pendant, and I was like, oh my god, like this is so weird. So then I figured like it was him. So I asked him, I
Mm-hmm.
was like, were you the one, like, that did the flowers? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, oh, that was very sweet of you. And he was like, oh, I know it's your birthday. Happy birthday. I've never seen this man before, but apparently he had knew everything about me from social media.
Mm-hmm.
And so like he knew some people that worked at this local bar that were like kind of like bouncers there or whatever.
Okay.
So then the same day I ended up going to the mall by myself because I wanted to grab something out for my birthday because I knew later I was going to go out for my birthday. So
Mm-hmm.
I went to the mall, and sure enough, I kid you not, this guy was there. The guy was there, and like he saw me looking at him, and he waved, and it freaked me out. And I forget who I texted, but I texted somebody that knew him or knew someone of that knew him,
Mm-hmm.
something like that. And I texted them and I told them what happened, and they knew who the guy was. And like I guess they like roughed him up and told him like not to do that because that's stalking.
Mm-hmm.
So like I was afraid because I was like I went to my house, I went to my house first and then I went to the mall, because I was at work.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, oh my god, he followed me to my house. Now he knows where I live, and then he followed me to the mall. You know what I mean? So I was freaked out, and like I stayed like with my boyfriend for like a little while because like I was freaked out about it so much. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? Because I was like scared. Like I was at the time I was by myself because my roommate was in Iraq. So my
Okay.
roommate at the time, she was a nurse and she was in the army, so she went to Iraq. So it was like like I was by myself. I was just like dealing with a lot, and I was like, this is just too much. So there was that one time, and then I remember when I was a young kid with a girlfriend of mine. We were in middle school, and we were at a Blockbuster,
Mm-hmm.
and we were just looking how remember how Blockbuster used to have like all the CDs
Yeah.
in one area, and then they would have all like the weird kind of interesting stuff
Yeah.
like in that one area. So like we were joking
The
around
cookies
and we
and
were
shit. All the.
laughing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we were laughing at the names of like just the titles, and we were just being goofy like about it. And these weird two like guys were like watching us and like being all creepy and weird. So like I got a weird vibe. So I told my friend who actually lived like a few blocks away from it was like 2 blocks away from the Blockbuster.
Okay.
So I was like, so we walked there. So I was like, let's go to the Rite Aid because I was like, I was getting a bad, uneasy feeling. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So we left there, and sure enough, they started following us out of there. And so I was like, let's go into the Rite Aid. You know what I mean? So we went into the Rite Aid, and then they followed us there, and then we started running, and then they started running after us, and literally we had to run all the way back to the house because they were just running after us.
Wow.
And I was like, what the hell? Like literally, and like she was like my friend wasn't the best runner. Like I had to be like, girl, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Like these guys are following us, and I don't know what the hell is going on, but I ain't trying to get catched by one of them. You know what I mean? So like we literally made it to her house, and we were like out of breath and everything, and I remember I was like, oh my God, was that going to be like, is that what sex trafficking was? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was 13, 14 at the time when this happened. I'll never forget it because, like, it traumatized me a little bit for a while because I was like, oh my God, like, this is crazy how, like, you can just get snatched up like that. You know?
So, I mean, what advice would you, I mean, for somebody, obviously, as I said, I mean, you're obviously a lot older and wiser now, but what advice would you give for someone who's young and new to the business to keep safe in this industry if they're just getting into, you know, maybe going to their first audition or their first casting call or
I would say bring a friend, bring somebody that you're comfortable with and, you know, that can do your BTS. And that's what you say, oh, this is my assistant. Like, you tell them, like, this is my assistant. She's going to do the behind the scenes and get all the content from me. And that's what you do. You bring a friend, you bring somebody that you're comfortable with, you know what I mean, that can just do everything for you, but keep an eye out to make sure that you're good. There's nothing wrong with doing that.
No, I agree.
Like, if you're, you know what I mean, if you feel uncomfortable or you're not unsure, like it's your first time, and that's, you do what you got to do to make you feel comfortable. There's nothing wrong with that. So I always tell people, don't feel like you have to be alone or be naked or do naked pictures if you're uncomfortable. Like, you do whatever you feel comfortable, imply, new, whatever you want to do. You know what I mean? There's all different forms of, you know, modeling and photography. So it's just like you have to figure out, you know, what are you comfortable with? What are your boundaries? You know.
Mackenzie Zam says, Ashley, do you see yourself living in New Jersey for the rest of your life, or have you thought about moving somewhere else?
This woman, she is hilarious. She knows, like I told you guys, like I told you I would definitely move to California, or I don't know, like I just know that at some point I would like to be bi-coastal. So like that would be something that I would actually like to do, like live bi-coastal. I wouldn't be opposed to that. So I can see myself doing that.
What's the best professional or personal advice you've been given by someone?
Oh, like that's a tough one. Let me see. Wait, see. Don't give up on yourself, and look out for yourself because no one else is gonna look out for you better than yourself. You know? Yeah.
What is the best?
Have your back better than you.
What is the best advice you would give someone pursuing a career in your field?
Just being confident, comfortable in your own skin. You know what I mean? And being personal and being out there, and like not being afraid to, like, you know, put yourself out there. You know, with the networking, with anything that you want to do. You know, audition. You can't be timid. You can't be afraid. You know, if this is something that you really actually want to do, then you actually have to put the time and the work and the effort into it.
100%.
If you want to succeed, right?
100%. I mean, a lot of people, I feel, miss the point of that because, as I said, everyone just seems they want to just fast track because they're looking at the celebrity on TV and they're like, that's my life. I'm like, wait a minute, that's not your life. Like, that's not even your blueprint. Like, you got to figure out your own blueprint because, like, what Ashley's story is not going to be my story. What my story is not going to be Ashley's story. What the next person's story is not going to be either one of our story. So you got to sort of figure out, you know, where you fit in, where you really want to go. And most importantly is that, like I always say to people, is that the main thing is, are you willing to do the work? Because a lot of people just aren't willing to do the work. And that's why, like, I have a hard time trying to connect with this generation in so many ways because I'm like I grew up in an era we didn't have a cell phone, a friggin' I had a pager, like, you know, and we had to go to a friggin' library. Like, literally a library to, like, get information, and that's how you learn the game. And exactly. And it's like there was nothing that was handed to you. There was nothing. You weren't special, you know. And when you did make it, and you did, like, you know, earn it, you're like, fuck. And that's the thing for me. It's like I've never been afraid of hard work because I believe that when you earn it yourself, and you do it yourself, and you know that you went through so many struggles, you appreciate it a lot more than someone just handing it to you. Like, that's just my opinion on that. Like, I mean, like, I don't know how we've gotten to this point in this, even in this world now. Like, it's just on a fucking, it's such a different energy and a different situation that I can't even put my finger on it anymore. Like I've tried to make sense of it. I mean, for you, like you obviously just said, like being, as I said, a sex symbol in the industry and being beautiful. Do you find that your beauty is something that works in your favor or works against you sometimes?
Both. I think both. I think people will be surprised by that. Because it just depends. Like sometimes they don't want somebody that's maybe too beautiful in their eyes or in their aspect. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they want somebody who's a little more rugged looking, or you know what I mean. So it just, you can't take that personal. It's nothing against you. It's just they may have a specific look in their mind. You know. So I think it just all depends. But in my experience, it's worked out well so far.
What are for you are your future goals in a sense, career wise? What do you want to accomplish within the next, say, 5 years?
I would say just more of the, like I said, the acting aspect, the hosting aspect. Like I said, I really want to get more into hosting.
Mm-hmm.
You know, more broadcast journalism if I can. So I think that's something that I really want to pursue. And like I said, see what I could do with that, you know. But you know, sky's the limit. We'll see. Like maybe do a reality show. I don't know. Like I'm always kind of back and forth about reality shows because, you know, I just,
you want to be the crazy Latina?
No, I don't want to be the crazy Latina. I just want to be me.
If you could learn one answer, or if you could learn the answer to one question about your future, what would the question be?
I don't want to know anything. Honestly, why self-sabotage yourself by doing that? I feel like then you're gonna be, then the whole time you're gonna be thinking about it, because then you know,
Mm-hmm.
and then you're gonna be thinking about it the whole time. So you're gonna self-sabotage yourself. So why even do that?
Okay, so then time freezes for everyone, but you for one day. What do you do?
Travel.
What is something you're obsessed with?
Obsessed with.
Mm-hmm.
I would say water.
Water. Okay. What's your favorite? That was not the answer that I was thinking of, but what's your favorite way to waste time?
Favorite? Binge watching like a good show, some movies. Sometimes I just like doing that like on a Saturday morning.
What's your Netflix binge right now? You?
You know, I'm so behind on You Guys.
It was good this season. It was good.
I'm so behind. So I'm still, I think, on the first and second season, honestly. So, but I've like been watched everything else, like Wednesday, like literally everything else, because I've been like at home. Like in December, I was like really at home, like not doing anything. So like, I just binge watched the shit out of everything and anything.
What's something that is popular now that annoys you?
Popular now that annoys me. Fuck. I don't know. I can't think.
Dick pics?
Well, yeah, I guess dick pics. I mean, it's not like it's but you'd be surprised. It's not like it's a regular thing. It's not like guys are really sending dick pics like that. I feel like in the beginning, I feel like in Instagram, I felt like a lot more people were getting dick pics, but I feel like that's settled down. But every now and then, somebody will, send it on Facebook, Instagram, a dick pic, and I'm just like, okay, I don't.
I'm seeing in the comments that people say that you have the OnlyFans of the year. So I guess your thing is really that popping.
No, it's not.
Well, I've heard that. I've seen about 5 different comments saying that your OnlyFans is lit. And
really, because I didn't see anything that said that.
What do you do to get rid of stress?
I work out. I like to work out for stress relief.
3 words that best describe you.
Playful, funny, spontaneous.
Most beautiful place you've ever been.
Jamaica.
Most relaxing place you've ever been.
Ooh, question. I would say Fort Lauderdale.
What's a word or a saying from the past you wish would come back?
Oh, good one. Wanna go Dutch?
I actually like that too. What's the last movie you watched?
It was the Ashton Kutcher. We supposed to do it on Netflix. Your
Okay.
Place or Mine. Your Place or Mine. It was
Watching movies in the comfort of your home or in a theater?
Comfort of your own home always. I'm a smoker.
You're a smoker? What, like cigarettes?
No.
Okay, good. I would like. I'm about to reach through and pull that cancer stick out of your hand.
No, the ganj.
Last funny video you watched?
It was a dog and its owner and like a spa day. It was funny. It was cute.
What's something for the viewers that are on here? A secret talent that you have that nobody knows?
A secret talent?
Talent that you do, something that you do that no one would know, or even suspect that you do, or be surprised by what you do.
I could do silks. Maybe I could do silks. So it's like with like a majorette.
Like from cheerleading and stuff.
It's like a form of cheerleading, but it's with what is it called? The platoon. Like what is it called?
The baton.
Baton.
Okay.
I can't talk.
What's a song that always puts you in a good mood?
A song? I Feel It Coming by The Weeknd.
Song that makes you cry every time you hear it.
Ooh. I don't know. I don't think no song makes me cry.
Or gets you emotional.
I can't think. There's no song that really sticks out to me.
Not like you never had that song from like a breakup, like back in the day, Brian McKnight days when or Boys to Men when you want to slit your wrist after a breakup type of song. Like, was there ever a song that you hear now? I mean, I know mine. Mine is "We Belong Together" by Mariah Carey. Like, I hear that shit and I start fucking tearing.
I was say that just to say that, but
I tear every time
I would say "My All" Mariah Carey.
Okay. First band or musician you were really into growing up?
Band or musician? I would say Prince.
What is right now on your phone the 3 best apps that you use?
Instagram, Snapchat.
That's still a thing?
Yeah, I like Snapchat.
I've never used it, but I'm surprised it's still a thing.
I like Snapchat. I like just like taking random things of where I'm at, or
But doesn't it delete after like 10 seconds or something shit like that?
No, it deletes 24 hours.
Oh, okay.
So like you have like like a feed, like a story where like it deletes 24 hours.
Okay. So
it's just
an app. So then those are your 3 apps. So then let's say right now an app mysteriously appears on your phone and it does something really amazing. What does it do?
Teleports me.
Where would you want to teleport to?
Anywhere.
Okay. What's the fashion trend you're really glad went away? Because I know you're the queen of style. So what's a fashion trend that you're glad went away?
I hate bell bottoms. I'm sorry.
Same. Can't fucking stand that shit either.
I think they're horrible looking.
What's the most comfortable piece of clothing that you own?
The uncomfortable or comfortable? I mean, sweatpants, like leggings, sweatpants, super comfortable. Like I'm wearing just like a cute little top, but I'm wearing leggings, guys, with sneakers.
I know that you're as I said the queen of style. So I want to know how many pairs of designer shoes do you have?
I actually surprisingly don't have a lot. I have more designer bags than I do like designer shoes. I like designer purses.
Okay.
Than I do shoes, but I do have a couple. But I'm not crazy about shoes because shoes are very uncomfortable.
So how many pairs of shoes? How many pairs of shoes overall do you think you own?
Oh, I have so many. I'm trying to downsize actually.
Like roughly 50, 100, 60?
I would say anywhere between like 50, 60.
Okay. What's the most then when you first got into the business and you first got your first like big check? What was the most ridiculous thing you ever bought?
Like a car.
What kind of car?
I got my Fiat 500.
Okay. I mean, you obviously get so many, as I said, you're one of the most desirable women on the internet. What's the funniest pickup line you've ever heard from a guy?
They're all so cheesy. They're just like, I don't like pickup lines. No one should use a pickup line. It's whack. It's corny. Just be yourself. Just talk to me. Just approach me like a normal person. That's it.
So for you, I mean, is there obviously, so like just going back to we talked about with girls labeling their price on OnlyFans and things of that nature. If you didn't have an OnlyFans, how much is it worth, or how much would a guy have to spend to date you?
Spend to date me?
Mm-hmm. Do you have a price?
No, I mean, I don't date for money.
Okay.
So,
that's a question I gotta ask. It's got a question I gotta ask. That's why I call it hot topic. It's a hot topic question because I've had this question before. People.
Really?
And some women have prices. They have certain numbers in sense of like order for a guy to
even. Obviously, they're not in it for love. They're in it just for the money. Then
okay,
so
like, say.
But that sounds like then a sugar baby.
Okay, so
you know what I mean.
Say a guy, for example, wants to date you, but he lives at home with his mom. Does it matter?
Well, we got to know like some certain aspects, like why you living at home with mom. Like, are you saving money for a house? Like, you're not financially this. Like, you know what I mean? Everybody has different stuff going on in different times of their life, so there's no necessarily judgment. It's just we just gotta know where you're at.
So you would if a guy did live at home, that would not be an issue for you if he did.
It wouldn't be like my ideal. No, I would prefer somebody that has their own place.
So what if he wants to move in with you? Do you have your own place? So what if he wanted to move in with you?
No, because I'm not gonna rush to live with somebody I don't know.
No, like say you were involved, you're in a relationship, and he was living at home with his mom, and he wanted to move out, and he wanted to move in with you.
No, because I want you to get your own place first. No, like you get your own place first. You do your thing on your own, and then we'll see how that works out. You know what I mean? I need to see like if you can do it on your own. You're not gonna just come in with me because I already got the place.
What I mean, so do you feel, because this is a hot topic, and this is a hot, I'm gonna give 2 hot topic questions. And this is for the guys that are in here. I want you guys to answer this too for the gentlemen. On a date, who pays for the date on a first date?
I would say majority of men. Yeah.
So fellas, okay. So let's just say, for example, and this is for the fellas, if a woman asks the guy on a date, who pays?
If a woman asks the guy on a date, then I guess she would pay, yeah. But most guys would probably be like, no, they'll pay.
Let's see what the guys say. Guys, let me know in the comments what you think in regards to that, on the sense of if who should pay on a first date, and also if a woman pays or a woman invites you on a date, who pays?
Like I would say, let's be realistic. If you're like a man to gentleman, right? Like if a woman did ask him on a date, at 9, I feel like 9 out of 10 times the guy's probably gonna just want to pay naturally, right? Because it feels like that's the more respected gentleman thing to do. I would feel like majority of the time that's what ends up happening, right? Do you feel that?
Yeah, I mean, that's usually the way it goes. I mean, my whole thing with that is like, I'm always gonna come into the situation already in my head knowing that I'm gonna pay. But my whole thing is give me the opportunity to pay. Like in the sense that if we're eating dinner and whether it's a first date or not, if I don't see that woman even reaching for her purse, like to give me the option to say, I got it, to me it feels like you're not with me because you're with me on the date. You're with me for a fucking free meal. Like that's my take on that situation. Like I always believe that, like, I feel women now sometimes don't let men be men, and also women want to act like men in certain situations, if that makes any sense.
No, I get what you're saying. I think there's different times when that happens. 100%. I've seen it happen. You know what I mean? We all have. Yeah. I mean, I guess it just depends on the situation and the circumstances, and because some people are too prideful. Let's be honest. Sometimes people are a little prideful about it, and they want to be like, some men or some women would be like, well, I want to, I don't need no man. I don't want him to pay for it. You know what I mean? So they'd be like,
guys, I'm gonna take some callers. So I'm gonna take some callers too, guys. So if you guys want to come in and ask Ashley a question, you need to send an invite. So make sure you are following at DTEFLON, also following at Hot Topic Celeb TV. Send an invite request, or as well drop your question below. I'll send you an invite, and you can ask Ashley a question. Just make sure you're fully dressed and not naked, because I don't want to see your schlong and shit flopping everywhere either.
Yeah,
and,
a few minutes. Yeah.
And make sure as well you guys don't have any music playing in the background. So Ashley, too, like if you could ride on a plane, jump on a plane right now, and you'd be on a 12-hour flight, and you could have a conversation with anybody, living or dead, who would it be?
Wow, that's kind of fun. Living or dead?
Living or dead?
I would say, as I would say Marilyn Monroe, dead, and let's do a living one. Let's say, tough one. Damn. I would say Leonardo DiCaprio.
And if you're on that plane, if you could ask them both one question, what would you ask them each?
Oof. I don't even know. I would just want to have a conversation. I don't care what the question is, but you know what I mean?
Top of your head. Something that you would want to know the answer to, that you think they would have the answer to. Something you could feel you could take from them that you could learn and apply into either your life or your professional life.
I would say probably something to the effect maybe more professional than maybe.
Okay. So what professional would you ask them?
Any other advice that you would give, to make it in the business.
Okay, hold on a second. I'm gonna send an invite, guys. I'm gonna send a couple callers here. So if you want to pick up, just click accept, and then you can have your.
We got a few more minutes. I need to go eat, y'all.
Let's see here. Guys, if you want to ask Ashley a question, here is your chance to do so before we sign out here. And Ashley, before we forget, I need you to say, hi, this is Ashley Hale. You can find me. Well, first introduce yourself as Ashley Hale, what you do, and then say you can find me right here on HotTopicCelebTV.com. Do the same thing again. So you can find me right here on DTEFLON.com. So I'll count you down in 3, 2, 1.
Hi, this is Ashley Hale coming to you live with HotTopicCelebs.com. You can find me here and at the DTEFLON.
No, so I'll do it again. So it's going to be introduce your name, what you do, and then say you can find me right here on HotTopicCelebTV.com.
I'm going to do that right now.
We need to do that. No, we need a soundbite for your thing. So 5, 4, 3,
I don't think I'm trying to do it.
So you remember, you need to find me right here. So your name, what you do, and you can find me right here on HotTopicsCelebTV.com. So
Hot Topics Celeb TV. Okay.
.com. So we'll do that one first, and then once you do that one, then we'll do the second one, which will be the same script, but you're ending in DTEFLON.
I feel like I can send that to you.
We'll just send it to me right now. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hi, this is Ashley Hale, and I model and act and host, and you can find me here at HotTopCelebs.com.
Almost got it. HotTopicsCelebTV.com.
Yeah, honey. I can't do this right now. I've been drinking, honey.
We'll do it once more. 5.
No, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it.
We'll stop drinking until we're done. Wait till we're done.
I will send it to you. I can send it to you.
Hold on a second. I'm going to pick a caller here. What are you drinking?
It was a lychee martini.
Okay. Let's see who this person picks up. People are scared to talk to you. Guys, if you want to ask you a question, you need to send an invite. Make sure you are following this account as well at DTEFLON and send a request, and I will log you in to ask her a question before we sign out here. Or drop your message below, and I will send your invite request.
Yeah, because I'm hungry. I'm about to wrap this up. You've been on for like an hour and a half.
I'm not looking cute. Can we talk in real life?
Sam. Yes, we can talk in real life.
So Ashley, for the viewers, in a sense, number one, for you, like where can they find you on social media, and what things do you have in the works upcoming?
You can find me on social media at Instagram at @HaleStorm. If it would be so. I'm just like messing around, but that's where you can find me at. Snapchat is more like personal. It's not like I used to have a Snapchat, guys, for everybody, but I stopped doing that. I just kind of used it more for personal reasons. Twitter, I'm trying to get back up and running on Twitter because Twitter is like the least platform that I don't use the most. And then I do have a Facebook page, which is Ashley Elise Hale. So you can follow me there as well.
So I was asked before when I close up the show, we've obviously gone through a lot of bullshit the last three years, with COVID and all these other things that are going on in the world, just in a weird place. So I ask you, what's one thing right now that you're grateful for?
My family. Grateful for my family all to still be healthy for the most part. So that's always a blessing. And I would say I'm just really happy right now where I'm at. I'm happy with the move. I'm excited to see where this takes me. Anything that I have in the works right now is just more acting, like I said, more hosting, more modeling, of course. But we'll see, Still down, like I said, I'm trying to do a show, so we'll see what happens.
Well, guys, I'm going to send the last two questions. If you guys don't answer, we will be signing this out. So make sure you have your thing ready to accept. And if you want to ask you a question, here is your final chance to do so.
This is your last chance. This is your last chance, y'all, because I am hungry, guys. I want to go to K-Pot, y'all. I'm going to K-Pot today. I'm excited.
Whereabouts in Jersey are you? Whereabouts in Jersey are you? Whereabouts in Jersey are you?
So right now, I'm in Kearney.
Okay.
Kearney, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Everybody says it's different. But I live in North Bergen. So. I'm
gonna have to come check you when I'm in Jersey next time. I'm about to come check.
Yeah, like you should. It's not too far. Like I said, I'm like 15 minutes outside of the city, so I'm pretty close, and it's not far. So yeah.
Okay.
Meet in the city, darling.
Okay, we'll try this one last person. If you don't answer, you're out of luck.
Then it's out. Right, because I gotta go for K-pop They don't drink most of my amazing lychee martini, y'all.
I'm jealous because I want one right now.
Listen, well, they were trying to get me to make one. It was like right before we were about to do this live, and they were like, "Oh, can you make me another one?" And I'm like,
"What's your favorite drink? What's your favorite drink?"
I love a good dirty martini.
Okay.
Blue cheese stuffed olives. I know it's not everyone's like go-to, but it's my jam. Can't go wrong. And lychee martini is a second runner-up.
Well, guys, tonight I want to thank the beautiful Ashley for joining us tonight on Hot Topic Celeb TV After Dark. You guys can check this full interview next week online, the full thing as well, along with the write-up at hottopiccelebtv.com. Make sure, of course, you follow me at DTEFLON. Don't forget, of course, join us each and every Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and every Sunday for Sunday Service Hollywood in Conversation, hosted by myself and Shane Johnson. As you guys know him as Cooper Sachs from Power. Each and every Sunday, we're in conversation with the most influential faces in Hollywood. And, of course, you can check us out on YouTube, Facebook, and as well on all your social media platforms. Miss Ashley, I want to thank you for joining us tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on.
You're welcome.
And, hopefully as well, too, in the future, when we move into our new studio, as I said, we can have you on as an official co-host. So you can maybe co-host some of the episodes with us and bring your lively, beautiful personality.
Self, guys. I was trying to be a little bit tame.
So one lasting message, what message do you want to leave to your fans out there, Ashley, and to all the people that tune in tonight? What's your last message for them?
I would just say be yourself, take no bullshit, have self-confidence, and, make sure that your mental health is on point. Don't be afraid, and God bless everybody, and I hope everybody is doing things that make them happy and is on the right path to recovery, whatever that is for anybody. So I just want everybody to be doing good. That's it.
And we'll leave it at that, guys. Ashley, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for joining us tonight. And for you guys, make sure, guys, you keep up to date. Make sure you follow her on social media. Follow myself at DTEFLON if you enjoyed this conversation as well. Make sure you leave the feedback, comments on the website at Hot Topic Celeb TV. Vote for Ashley as your favorite guest if you've want to leave her a message on there.
Is it voting now?
Yeah, we have voting on here. So for certain guests, we give them something special if they end up becoming the most popular episode. So if you guys like her and you want to see her back on the show again, please make sure you guys leave some feedbacks online subscribe to hottopiccelebtv.com. Make sure as well you guys can tune in and follow the YouTube channel, which is at Hot Topic Celeb TV on YouTube. Ashley, go drink, go eat, enjoy. I love you,
thank
and we will see you
so
soon.
Much.
No problem.
Yes, and I will get you that sound bite,
please,
baby, okay?
Please, thank you. All right, sweetheart.
All right.
All right,
Ciao,
guys. Ciao. Take care, man. Bye. Have a drink on me. Bye.